was the first time, by the way, that culture and engagement has ever come to the top. In past years, it was 3, 4, 5. But it goes to show you the new dynamic that organizations are working within. I spoke earlier about companies trying to come up with quick fixes. They'll say, well, we can do this on this day. Let's have a get together. Let's have a picnic and all these kinds of things. All those things are temporary boost. But if you're talking about long-term engagement, number one, the managers have to understand what those scores are, what those scores mean, and the relationship that they play in trying to increase engagement levels. That's ground zero. It has to start from there. The other piece that starts from the C-level. The CEO and his team, or her team, has to understand engagement from an organizational perspective, not just the score. Okay, we've got to do better, guys. HR will work on it and get us back to where we need to be. No, it's you living the example. You set an example. To give you an example, I had a meeting with a CEO who was going on and on about how connected his organization was, how engaged his organization was, how engaged he was to his people. I mean, I almost wanted to pull out a violin and play because he was just going on and on. But I noticed the HR person that was sitting in the corner had this look on her face that was basically telling me it's not like that here. So as the meeting was over, she walked me to my car and she said, this is the same person who will come in the morning, walk through the hallway, all the workers are on each side, doesn't even give the most basic pleasantry of good morning. Goes into his office, closes the door, and you see him when he comes out to the restroom or he needs to see somebody, he comes back in and closes his door. And this is what I'm talking about, walking the walk. If you're talking about engagement, you have to live, eat, breathe, and sleep that every time you walk out of the door, every time you come in the door. So it's important for managers to understand it. It's important for CEOs to understand it. The other key component to that is the hiring process. Now, that's important because let's say we work for a year's time to really get this right, and we understand our culture. We put our managers through training. We put our senior level through a shortened version of engagement, development, and the importance of it. So we've got our model. We know what success looks like for employees here. That has to be pushed down to the hiring process to make sure that you've developed a filter. So as you interview people to come into your organization, you're not just focusing again on hard skills and not the soft skills piece. So you want to align what your findings are to the hiring process. Put your recruiters through this process to know this is the individual, this is the type of individual we're looking for. We're looking for an individual that is very strong on soft skills. But we know we hire for technical skills, but the onus is to try and get a stronger match on the soft skill side. So if I've got 3 candidates, 2 are great hard skills, the third person is great or average, but the skills are there for collaboration, for teamwork, all these kinds of things. And once you do that, you basically build kind of a cocoon around your organization that you can maintain that. Because if you don't, and you still hire the same way you've been hiring, you're going to get those bad seeds in that's going to start what they've always started and drag the team, department, or the organization down.